Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Max Reviews. I'm Braden, and today we're going to be ranking all 10 shows that I checked out in June of July of 2022. We're going to rank them from the worst to the best. Let's rank them. Before we actually get ranking the new shows that I checked out, I'm just going to be talking about 3 shows that I checked out the previous seasons to, looking forward to the next season, and my thoughts on them. The first one that I checked out was His Dark Materials. I have an episode and a half left until I finish season 1, and I would say this is a very well-made show. There's some great acting in it, and it's a very interesting world. It's based off of a book series. This was recommended to me by Hobrix, and it is well done, well made. Not the most engaging thing that I've seen recently. I think it's a solid 6 out of 10 currently, but it could definitely improve. Hopefully season 2 is better, but so far it's good enough. Next one that I checked out, Lock and Key. This is a stupid show that does have some very engaging things about it. It has a bunch of plot holes, a bunch of conveniences, but it's very watchable. It's very just consumable, something that I could keep watching. I'm through 9 out of the 10 episodes in the first season. Season 3 comes out next month, so I got to go through it very quickly. And I've been eating it up and enjoying it. I've been really enjoying the show. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Just really fun. The next show that I've checked out recently is The Boys season 1 and 2. And this has become one of my favorite shows of all time when I've been binging through it. It is so well done. I love all the characters, the just money, the production, the camera angles, just everything in the show is so well done, and I am just loving it. It's the best superhero show out there, I would say. That's still going. Not Daredevil's my favorite still, but I just love this show so much. I'm giving it like a 9.5 out of 10 for the first 2 seasons. I was gonna rank them, but I haven't really. They're all tied for me, and I'm 3 episodes into season 3, so my review will be coming out sometime soon. But just getting into the shows that actually came out in these past 2 months, let's rank them. And coming in 10th place is going to be Superman and Lois season 2. You guys probably don't remember, but I reviewed season 1 like, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, and it was pretty long. It was 15 episodes long. Each episode was around 45 minutes long, and I gave it an 8 out of 10, believe it or not. This show is a 4 out of 10. I was way too nice to it. So, first season, it might have been a 4.5, a 5, somewhere in there. This season, Superman and Lois season 2, it's a 4 out of 10. I barely made it through. I'm done watching Superman and Lois from now on. It's way too long. 30 episodes, and they're each 45 minutes long. That's quite a bit. The villains in this show do not work. Superman is great. I really enjoy Superman. But everybody else here, Lois, a bunch of the side characters, the 2 sons, the dad, the side plots with, like, Lois's sister, it doesn't work. This probably wasn't the greatest Arrowverse show to start off with. I probably should have checked out Arrow first, but I just wanted to check this out because people were talking about it, and I regret it. This show did not live up to my expectations. I'm surprised that I made it through the first season without giving up, but I was bored. So, season 2 is even worse. I'm disappointed by it, how it ends, how things go. The villains, the alternate reality. I'm not even going to come back for season 3. I'm done with this show. I regret watching it all, and it's just disappointing. 9th place is going to be Baymax. This was a show that came out on Disney Plus. I actually sort of forgot it was coming out until the day it came out. It's going to be like just about Baymax from Big Hero 6, and that's about it. He's helping people, and I thought it was fun enough, like 5 out of 10. So, like, it was there. It's just a show. Baymax comes off as a bit mean and antagonistic, even though he's trying to be nice, while he's trying to literally kidnap people and stuff. But he's just Baymax being a nice robot helping humans heal up and fix their lives. And it has some good moments in here that I thought were pretty solid. I think my favorite episode was the last one because we get to see everybody. The first episode was pretty good, and the guy that makes fish soup was a great episode. So I enjoyed a majority of the episodes. Some of them were like, but it's just there. It doesn't affect anything. It came and went in a few minutes, under an hour, and it was all done. And so it was a short mini-series, and for that, could have been better, could have been worse. It was there. 8th place is going to be Embrace the Panda. This one is just one that I checked out. It's a making of Turning Red, and I actually like this more than Turning Red, with seeing everybody that's working behind it and how long it took to make. I just watched it because I heard some people really enjoyed it, and I'd say it was good enough. Like, it could have been better, could have been worse. Once again, I like watching these behind-the-scenes things from Disney Plus. As you'll see later, I watched like 3 of them in one day, and Embrace the Panda's good enough. It was fun to see behind the scenes. I'm fascinated by how much work and effort goes into it, and how much just of herself Domi, the director, put into it, and the people that they had working behind it. I've seen better for documentaries like this, and it was probably one, not the best, but I enjoyed it. It was fun enough to just see it all and to see how much effort went into a movie that I really did not like. But, it was better than the actual Turning Red movie. And for that, cool enough. Checked it out. Now I've seen that. 7th place is going to be Man vs. Bee. This is just a bunch of shorts on Netflix about this guy that plays Mr. Bean, and he sort of returned for this role where he is hunting down a bee. I found it charming and fun enough. It just the guy destroying things. This sort of comedy you don't see a whole bunch nowadays, and I enjoyed it. Like, I used to watch a lot of these sort of things, like over the top destroying houses because of a bee stuff, and it was fun. Some of this stuff didn't land for me. It was just too like weird, and just I didn't care for it at all. But it was fun enough to just watch this, to laugh a bit, chuckle a bit. And I was looking forward to a bit more. I was hoping it would be a bit better, but it was good enough. It probably could have been a movie, but it works as a mini series. It's about a guy and a bee, and that's about it. So just I watched a bunch of mini series in the past 2 months, and they've been good enough, but not exactly great show level, like top 3 material, but good enough. 6th place is going to be Beyond Infinity. I checked this out right like after I saw Lightyear, so I watched in the wrong order, but this is just a documentary on how they made Buzz Lightyear, where he came up with different designs that they had and how he's grown and stuff. And I thought that was great. Like, Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear, that was my childhood, watching the Toy Story movies, Cars movies, Monster Inc. movies. And just to see Pixar's process and how they work, it was great. It was probably the best documentary on an animated movie that I've seen this year. And it was just nice to see their process. This is more my sort of documentary, seeing the process that they did, how they did things, the different designs and different names that they had for Buzz Lightyear until they came up with that, and how, like, originally the movie Toy Story was supposed to be about this toy drummer boy, but they changed it to cowboys and spacemen. So it was another thing nice to check out, but not the greatest thing. Solid enough. Could have been better, could have been worse. 5th place is going to be Assembled. This is the best documentary that I've seen on Disney Plus. I checked out the documentary for Moon Knight and for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It's behind the scenes, and the Multiverse of Madness one was my favorite Assembled episode that I've seen, because the amount of style that Sam Raimi put into, that is put just into this assembled episode. It's not a huge bunch of style. Like, you're not going to see swivels around, but how it's set up, how they have it narrated by the guy that's in Evil Dead and is in the post-credit scene of Multiverse of Madness, it was fun. It was charming. And to see how Sam Raimi spent weeks working on stuff that only showed up in under 30 seconds in the movie, and how much time and effort went into this, all the stunt doubles and stuff that they had going on, especially with Wanda attacking the sanctum on like the hill, the amount of makeup and stuff they did, and the amount of practical stuff that they did in this movie. It was fascinating how much stuff they actually built and made. They made an entire part of New York, and then they redid it like 3 times, and it was great stuff that I didn't realize. Sam Raimi directing it, it was just, the assembled episode for that was great. The Moon Knight episode, it was great to see behind the scenes and how Ethan Hawke and Oscar Isaac did their characters and figured it out, and how they acted with everything, how they started doing it, the different camera angles and stuff that they did, the tricks, and it was interesting. Both of them assembled is great. It's like you don't have to get the bonus features on Blu-ray for MCU movie to see behind the scenes. You just have to go to Disney Plus and check it out when they come out a few weeks actually after the show or movie comes to Disney Plus. So I enjoyed it, and best documentary series I've seen this month. 4th place is going to be Obi-Wan Kenobi, and wow, this show has had some of the worst Star Wars content that I have ever seen, while also having some great Star Wars content, and overall, it disappointed me. I feel bad that this show doesn't even get a 6 out of 10. It's like a 5.5, and that's where, like, all not Baymax to Obi-Wan Kenobi, they're all in the, like, 5 to 5.5 range, and Obi-Wan Kenobi was just so frustrating because I enjoyed so much of it. I enjoyed Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi so much. I think Princess Leia was a bit annoying, but there were some scenes that genuinely she did a great job. I feel like some of the lightsaber fights, especially in the final 2 episodes, were pretty solid. I thought there were some great character moments, but it also has some of the stupidest stuff ever. You have Leia running away from the guys. You have just everything in episode 4, and you also have the stupid stuff with Reva throughout the entire season. You have people surviving being stabbed through the chest 3 times in the past season, twice in 1 episode, and so it's just frustrating that this show went the way it did. This was my most anticipated Star Wars show since they announced Star Wars shows. Even before they came out with Disney Plus, they were announcing Mandalorian and Obi-Wan Kenobi movie and show have been worked on for so long, and it failed. And I feel horrible that it didn't do better, that it wasn't better, because this show had potential and it could have been way better than it actually was, and I feel bad about that, but that's what happens. I feel like it was a bit too rushed, even though it was worked on for years, figuring out what they were going to do. And so it came and went. It doesn't feel like it had a huge impact, and I'm just sad for that. 3rd place is going to be Ms. Marvel. This show surprised me so much in the first 2.5 episodes, and then in the last episode. But the second half of episode 3, episode 4, and 5 were all pretty bad. So the entire show is cut down the middle of half of it is great, half of it is bad. So not exactly like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi, they didn't have 1 episode that everything was great, that there wasn't at least one giant thing that made me frustrated by the episode. And Ms. Marvel had stuff that, even though you have her, Kamala, in not the greatest plot beats and storylines, she's still charming in the role. She's great as Ms. Marvel. I really enjoyed all that stuff in the first 2.5 episodes. It was great. It surprised me so much. It was like the 8 out of 10. Loved it. And then they dropped the ball in the last few episodes. And then even episode 6 doesn't get to the heights that the first 2 episodes did. So it got brought down to like a 5.5, maybe a 6 out of 10. And that's frustrating with these Marvel shows, that they just take the dip. They're going so high in the first few episodes, and then I don't know if it's in the finale or if it's in the middle of the show, but it just crumbles. And I feel horrible about that because this show, once again, like Kenobi, had potential. And so, frustrating that Marvel's doing this. Hopefully they fix it with their next few shows, but we'll see. Second place is going to be Umbrella Academy Season 3. I did a bunch of coverage for this show, and I think I gave the first 2 seasons of Umbrella Academy a bit too much high praise. They were, at best, like an 8 out of 10. I was a bit too nice, now that I think there was some problems with them. But this show has been entertaining and fun, a lot like Lock and Key, except for it's not as stupid and it's better done. Well, more well done than Lock and Key. And this season is easily the worst season. It's only like a 7.5 out of 10, but it's a fun season. Once again, like all these seasons. There's a bunch of stuff in this show that I didn't really care for, that was annoying, and some characters that I really hated. But at the end of the day, they had enough stuff that sort of balanced it out that it was fun enough. It could have been better, could have been worse. So I'm pretty happy with putting it in second place. I'm glad that even though it's the worst season, it's still pretty good. And, you know, it's good to have one of these shows. It's definitely not like one of the best shows that I've seen this entire year. But it's a fun enough season of television that, well, of Netflix show that I enjoyed watching and looking forward to season 4. But easily coming in first place here is going to be Stranger Things season 4. This is the best show of the year currently for me, and the final 2 episodes that came out on July 1st, almost a month ago from when I'm recording this, they were great. They were some of the most epic things I have ever seen on Netflix this entire year. Easily the most epic thing that's come out this year. The music, the characters, the length, the villain, the cinematography, the CGI, everything in this season was just perfect. In those final 2 episodes, of course. There was a few problems I had with the overall season, but those final 2 episodes were amazing. Like, I love them. And some people have been having trouble with Stranger Things, where they've been going, what they've been doing. This was my favorite season. Stranger Things is still on top. Season 3, I thought was my favorite season, but then it sort of moved down a bit. It's still great, and season 1 is great. I think the worst that Stranger Things gets is like an 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. This season was so good. I loved it. It's the best season of Stranger Things yet. I cannot wait for season 5, and this show didn't exactly surprise me, but I'm so happy that I checked it out. Whereas, like, Superman and Lois, I highly regretted that. And slightly, like, a bit, not really regretting, but sort of, like, frustrated with Umbrella Academy. But Stranger Things is just delivered, and it's one of those shows that I'm considered, like, what's better? Is if I had seen the full season of The Boys season 3 this month, would it beat Stranger Things season 4? I'm like, no. Because Stranger Things was just so good. And I cannot wait for season 5. I think it's going to go down with a giant banger, even bigger than this one. So I love Stranger Things. I'm so glad that I checked it out. My sisters actually have decided it's their favorite show. So everybody's been loving it where I'm here. It's just such a great show. I loved it. And season 5 is probably going to be the most epic thing ever. Thanks for watching. That's my ranking of all 10 shows that I checked out in the past 2 months. New ones, at least. So thanks for watching. I'm Braden. This is Max Reviews. Comment down below the shows that you checked out or your thoughts on these shows. Braden out.